Yo, what is going on, guys? GZTV here, back with another video, and this time I found the Tatum jersey, although it is a little small on me. I found it. We are back with another NBA recap. We are going to be looking at the box scores. Lakers Nuggets just ended, pretty good game there. We're gonna get straight into it, starting with the first game of the night, the Magic and the Pistons. Mo Bamba put up 22 and 15. He led the Magic to the win over Saddiq Bey with 26 and the Pistons. Let's look at that box score real quick. Like I said, Saddiq Bey had 22 and 15, and RJ Hampton had 16 and 10. Nearly a triple-double for RJ Hampton. And one thing I want to point out, Mo Wagner, guys, the Celtics signed the guy like 2 weeks ago, and he's already on a different team. Weird, but we'll leave it alone. Saddiq Bey had 26, and he was really the only guy out there balling for the Pistons. You know, Fred Jackson's a pretty good bench player, but maybe a little more from him would have helped, especially because they don't have any of their big guys out there. These are two very injury-ridden teams. They're obviously out of the playoffs. So, yeah, that was that game. Moving on to the next game, we had the Wizards and Pacers, a game I was really looking forward to, but it wasn't really as competitive as I thought it was. Westbrook with a mini Wilt type performance of 14, 24, and 21 to get a big win in a possible play-in matchup. Sabonis with 32 and 20. Cleveland is eliminated officially, just to let you guys know. Know that. So, let's look at this box score real quick. Sabonis had 32 and 19. Caris LeVert had 33. He was the leading scorer. That's awesome to see Caris LeVert play like that. Rui Hachimura had 27. As I said, Westbrook stat line. Beal had 26. Good night for the Wizards. Man, they're looking like a true playoff team right now. And yeah, they are officially ahead of the Pacers in the standings, even though they're still in that same play-in matchup against them. But they know they can beat them even after seeing the Pacers absolutely destroy the Thunder. And although the Thunder aren't a good team, you should never be losing by 57 to any team. The worst team shouldn't be losing to the best team in the NBA by that much. So, yeah, let's move on. Draymond finishes with the most hero points in the little Marvel Arena of Heroes thing. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a pretty interesting event. You know, they kept track of points, steals, all that. Took off for missed field goals, turnovers. Obviously, you get a bonus for winning. It was pretty competitive. Warriors kind of shot out, and then the Pelicans came back. That was pretty enjoyable, though. I really hope they do more Marvel stuff like that. That was actually kind of cool. It was a little corny, but it was kind of cool. But yeah, Curry put up 41. Pelicans get some playoff progress reset. Not necessarily. I wrote this down, but the Spurs lost later in the evening, so the Pelicans really don't have much to worry about. They just need to start winning games. They need to win 2 in a row, and the Spurs need to lose two in a row. And although that's kind of unlikely, that needs to happen. So looking at the box score, Draymond Green had 10, 15, and 13. Only his 5th triple-double this year. Draymond hasn't really been playing peak this year, but, you know, with the Pelicans kind of trailing the Warriors a little bit, he knew he had to kind of show out, and it was that hero thing going on. He knew he had to show up. Wiggins with another 25-point game, 26. He's been playing pretty good lately. Curry had 41, of course. Moving on to the Pelicans, Zion had 32. Good for him. I think the problem, Lonzo Ball is a little inconsistent, and yeah, he had some pretty decent numbers tonight, but he needs to score the rock more, and even Ingram needs to score the rock more if this Pelicans team wants to win, because when they were winning games, Ingram was one of the best scorers on the team. Obviously, Zion has been hot recently. He's got more touches, but Ingram used to be the leading scorer of the team, and funny enough, that's when they were winning games. So, next game was the Hawks and Trailblazers. I was looking forward to this game. This game looked pretty good, but Hawks won in pretty decent fashion. They won by like 9. They win despite Portland's dominant offense, which really showed against the Celtics. You know, obviously the Celtics' defense isn't the best, but we had a flawless performance nearly. Besides Jaylen Brown, I mean, I guess that's probably what lost us the game. But Trailblazers, man, their offense is dangerous. One of the most dangerous offenses in the league, and they couldn't pull it off tonight, of course. 33 for Damian Lillard, 20 for McCollum. On the other side, the Hawks, Trey Bogdanovich and Gallinari having big games, and beating the Trailblazers allowed the Nuggets and the Clippers to clinch. So there are 4 teams that have clinched in the West. That is how big the gap is between 4 and 5. Those teams are just super dominant. They only have 6 more spots in the thing. So that's interesting. Anyways, looking at that Hawks side again, Clint Capella had 11 and 10. Trae Young had 21 and 11. Bogdanovich had 25 in 32 minutes. Gallinari had 28 points and 8 rebounds. Great efficiency right there by Gallinari. That's what they really need off the bench. Man, Trae Young really hasn't had to carry the load a whole lot, and that's something I bet Hawks fans and their organization really likes to see, because Trae Young's usually the guy putting up 30-plus, and they still end up losing games. So the fact that he can rely on Bogdanovich and Gallinari, who is a very underrated scorer, like he can score from anywhere on the court, man. Let him get a lot of touches. Maybe even try to start him a game or two. Like, I feel like Gallinari could possibly start on this line. They got John Collins. Maybe try out John Collins at the small forward position, because Gallinari is playing at an extremely high level. 76ers played the Bulls, and the Sixers continue dominance. Seth Curry and Tobias Harris step up. They are still first in the East, and they're guaranteed first in the East because they were kind of tied up with the Nets, but after the Nets lost to the Bucks, the Sixers are a full game ahead, which is good for them. Good job for them. Obviously an easy game, but Seth Curry with another 20-plus point performance. You gotta love that. Tobias Harris scoring 20-plus. That's not really a surprise for him. He's a known scorer. Let me look at the box score again for that game as well. Looking at it here, Tobias had 21. Embiid had 13 and 10. Curry had 20. And on the other side, Kobe White again, 23. Kobe White's really the only big scorer on their team without LaVine, so it's kind of a bummer for them. They need to get LaVine back. I mean, they're getting ready to get kicked out of the playoffs. Let's be real. I don't think they're going to make it. Knicks and Grizzlies. Grizzlies were getting really close to the Knicks, but the Knicks win. Back-to-back 20 games for D-Rose off the bench, by the way. They clinched their first winning season in 8 years. Congratulations, Knicks Nation. With 7 or 8 games left, you already clinched a winning season, and for this organization, that is spectacular. So let's take a look at the box score again. Julius Randle had 28. D Rose had 25 off the bench, obviously. On the other side for the Grizzlies, Dillon Brooks continues to play good, 25. Valanciunas continues to get double-doubles with 11 and 16. And Bane had 22. I've actually kind of heard that guy's name flying around. He's actually kind of a rising star in the NBA. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets most improved next year and he has a breakout year next year. Yeah, by all means, go for it, man. Spurs and Jazz. This game kind of frustrated me because I was really rooting for the Spurs to win. I mean, come on, dude. The Jazz clinched. Spurs need to win this game. They don't, the Jazz don't have Mitchell still. And Jazz are still winning games. This is crazy. And, the Suns are kind of back and forth in the West here. We're going to see how that ends. They might need to do a tiebreaker. I think the tiebreaker is whoever wins the season series. And I think the Suns have that, but I'm not too sure. They lose to a winnable Utah team again. Bogdanovich and Gobert put up numbers. Bogdanovich continuing to show out for this team. And when Mitchell gets back, man, he's going to have to get back in a rhythm, and Bogdanovich is in his rhythm. DeRozan for the Spurs had 22, and that's really about it. Bogdanovich had 25. Gobert had 24 and 15. That is a dominant center. That is how a dominant center should perform. Anyways, moving on to the last game of the night, the Battle of the Big Men, the lowest scoring game of the night. Jokic with a better performance, but AD comes out on top without LeBron. Lakers Nation, I know you guys are happy about this one. Nuggets had momentum coming into this game off of clinching without even playing their game yet. They clinched before they even had to start playing tonight. Jokic had 32. And Anthony Davis had 25. That's really all you need to know. It was an AD versus Jokic classic, kind of slugfest between the two. Classic from, I think they played against each other in the playoffs last year. Classic kind of matchup like that, and that's great. I love seeing that. That's good for basketball. Very low scoring, very defensive, low shooting, decently low, relatively low shooting percentages for both sides. Like, it was defensive, a lot of defense. Like I said, over and over and over again. I gotta keep harping on that because 93 to 89 is a very low score in the NBA. So that's interesting. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have the Suns and the Cavaliers. The Suns hoping to keep that number 1 seed and just keep winning games. They're going to smack the Cavs around. I almost guarantee it. The Hornets are going to play the Pistons. Pistons hopefully freaking lose to the Hornets. Like, come on, bro. Hornets got to beat the Pistons. If you lose to a team that's eliminated in the playoffs and you're in the playoffs, like, I don't know, man. That's a bummer. Oh, yeah. Nets and Bucks. They have another matchup. They have a rematch. That is awesome. I'm so excited for that. If the Bucks keep winning, man, they'll just keep getting closer and closer and closer to the Nets, which is awesome. Okay. They can get 2 games up on them with this one. That's a big opportunity. Giannis needs to go off. Mavericks and Heat. That is going to be another good game. Wow, there's some really good games on tomorrow. Too bad I have work. You know what? I'll find a way. Mavericks and Heat, that's going to be a great one. Let's see where they're sitting in the standings. Mavericks are tied with the Lakers. Okay. Portland needs to win this game. Portland's not in this game. I'm stupid. Heat are in this game. And okay, I want them to lose. As a Celtics fan, come on, Luka. I'm rooting for Luka Magic to come out there and tear it up. Warriors. Oh, okay. Pelicans, man. You guys got to get some redemption against the Warriors. This is a back-to-back game, too. That's going to kill them, but, like, you got to get redemption on the Warriors, especially because you got to start gaining up on the Spurs. If we look ahead at the Spurs' schedule, they play the Jazz again, so, like, you guys got to hope they lose to the Jazz and you beat the Warriors and you'll be one step closer. You'll only be one step away. Kings and Thunder. Kings are still in the playoffs. They're still in contention. Not in the playoffs, but they're in contention. And the Thunder are out. So this is a big game for the Kings to win if they want to stay in it. Raptors and Clippers. The Raptors are in that same situation as the... What was the team? The Kings. They're 3 games out of the play-in. And the Kings are 4. So the West is a lot more tough to fare than the East, obviously. But... yeah, we're going to need... They're playing the Clippers, though, man. Tough game for the Raptors. They're going to get eliminated soon. Next thing I want to talk about is kind of some playoff stuff, because I pulled up the playoff picture. I'm looking at it. Looking at the... Okay, let me scroll down here to the Western Conference and kind of... No... Hold on, one second. Let me get to my photos. I don't want to stretch this out too long, but there you go. You guys see it? Or you guys can't see it, but okay. Utah moves up ahead of Phoenix, but Phoenix still has a game to play. Lakers move up ahead of Dallas, but Dallas still has to play. Golden State moves ahead of Memphis, but again, they still have another game to play. And yeah, looking at the Eastern Conference, what changed in the Eastern Conference, man? Okay. Nothing really changed in the Eastern Conference. It was more of a Western Conference type of night. The only difference is that Cleveland obviously got eliminated. So yeah, that's going to be my recap pull-up tomorrow night at midnight. On my birthday, we're going to do a birthday broadcast. My birthday is on May 5th, so midnight tomorrow night, technically, in 2 days, we're going to do a birthday broadcast